I'm here on this pretty sunny morning to show you Pulmonaria officinalis. It's this plant down here, which I'll show you a bit closer in a minute. It's a little known herb, but a really great one for lungs and pretty relevant at the moment with all the coughs going round. So it is a plant known as Pulmonaria officinalis, but also lungwort, and that's because its leaves have little dots and they look a little bit like an infected lung. So we call that a doctrine of signatures. It looks a little bit like what we're thinking about treating with it. And it's a fantastic herb for breathing problems, coughs, catarrh. It was originally used for things like TB and anything where the lungs need a bit of support. You can take the leaves and you can make it into a tea, and it's high in something called mucilage, which is like a soothing mucilaginous substance that just calms those irritated membranes. It's also been used for the gut, and it's a bit of a diuretic, so it can help with the kidney. We know that it contains anthocyanins. That's what makes these beautiful flowers turn from blue to pink, and they look really pretty, and they're also a really powerful antioxidant. And it also contains saponins, rosmarinic acid, but it's an absolutely great little herb, really easy to grow, non-toxic. The only things we know about it is it can cause allergy. There aren't a lot of studies on it, but we've seen it work as herbalists and find it a really useful herb to have in your garden. Interestingly, it only grows places that don't have a lot of toxicity or pollution, so it's quite a good barometer to tell you that your ecosystem in your garden is healthy. So how do you use Pulmonaria officinalis or lungwort? Basically, you take those beautiful leaves with spots all over them and you remove them. Then you can dry them on a rack over a radiator, on some kitchen roll over a radiator. And those dried leaves, you can put them in a jar to store them. Just check there's no mold on them. They'll probably last through the year. You can then put a heaped teaspoon of the broken leaves, dried leaves, in some boiling water to steep for about 5 to 10 minutes, and do that 3 times a day for coughs, for lung problems, for catarrh, and as a lung tonic really to help you in winter. It's generally considered to be a very safe herb. There are no known side effects other than allergy, but obviously because we've not got a lot of studies on it, we wouldn't want to use it in young children or in those who are breastfeeding or pregnant because we don't know the toxicity. But I would consider this one of my staples that's great in my house through winter, and I wouldn't particularly worry about the safety, but obviously seek medical advice from your practitioner if you're on medication, or avoid it in young children or when pregnant or breastfeeding.